everybody, and thanks for stopping by once again. This is going to be a bit of an interesting video, as I'm fairly sure this camera won't pick up anything whatsoever apart from the sound. I am out tonight watching the meteor shower, which is supposed to be spectacular this time around this year, and thankfully for me, it's actually a clear night as well. So, I'm really not sure how a whisper will sound outdoors on this camera. I haven't got any other equipment with me apart from my big camera tripod and this small Sony action cam. So how it'll turn out on the mics, I'm not so sure. I'm literally down the beach on the coast not far from where I am. I'm just looking up now. It's an absolutely fantastic night. Not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. I have had the camera set up and taken a few stills. Unfortunately, there's still quite a bit of light pollution in the background to one side. Out to sea, it's much better. But I believe the best way to look for the meteor shower tonight is actually to the northeast, which unfortunately is towards the light pollution where I am. So I'm facing more out to sea. Not quite, but in between, so I'm kind of, well, at the moment I'm pointing straight at Polaris and doing a time-lapse capture of 8-second interval, 8-second exposures, continuous shooting obviously on the camera. I can't remember what I've set it at now. The wide lens, 2.8 f-stop, and manual focus to infinity or just before. So I'm hoping we're going to get some good shots. Not so sure, just because of the way I'm facing, to try and face not directly at the epicentre of where the meteors are coming from, because they'll be head on, or look a bit more north to capture these streaks more. Well, that's what I'm hoping anyway. We shall see how it turns out. I'm only doing a half-hour time-lapse at the moment. I've taken a few stills as well, hoping to catch them. And this little Sony action cam I've actually had on a time-lapse interval feature as well, which it has. And I've had that running for about an hour. But I've just got a horrible feeling it's just not designed for that. I don't think it's going to pick up anything. I was going to use a stacking program to put them all in, but because I just don't think this is going to be able to pick up any light, I can just see nothing turning out, so I decided to stop it and try and record the sound using its stereo mics at the front. So how it goes, I have no idea. It's all a bit hit and miss with the big camera, with this camera. But to be honest, I'm not too fussed. Why? Because it's been a stressful week, a stressful day, stressful weeks to come. But I've come down here. It's what time is it? It's midnight. 0:30 hours. I believe after midnight was supposed to be the best time for where I am to kind of start seeing it. And I've come down here. It's absolutely pitch black. Well, from my point of view, where I am on the ground. A bit of light pollution when I look up to the east, as I said. But every other direction is pitch black. All around me is pitch black. I can't see more than about 2 inches in front of me from the red light of this camera. torch. I'm just had my eyes adapted, and there's enough light once you're used to it to kind of walk in the very close vicinity of where I am to my camera bag and such. Do need a small red light to look in there, but excuse me. For now, I'm really enjoying it. I don't know if the camera will pick up the sounds, obviously, because about, I don't know, 100 foot away is the actual sea, is the actual tide coming in at the moment, just gently lapping on the stones. I'm just a bit higher up on a slightly raised banking, and it's just beautiful. I can hear background cars and everything in the distance, but mainly I can hear the sea just gently lapping in the background behind me. I am literally laying on the floor, on the grass, just looking up, and you know, when you hear people say clearing your mind, think of, I don't know, like an empty forest, just trees and nothing else, or a desert. Well, that's like this now. Apart from me talking to yous, my mind does actually feel completely clear now, thinking about it. It's literally like with no real stimulus around you. People, lights, TV, other sounds, other people. It can get distracted and make you think of other things that are on your mind. But to be honest, right now, I do feel, you know, thoughts are quite empty in that respect from day to day, and you know, you can't buy that. That's why I love going camping, even though I'm not camping now, but this reason, because if I was camping I wouldn't have to leave. Obviously I'm going to have to go home and go to bed, but it really does. When you can see a really open, clear sky, I can actually just see a very faint kind of curved line of the Milky Way directly above me. And there's just no other sight like that for me. It really kind of makes me forget about all the small problems that you can have in your life, and just think, you know, Jesus, look at what's up there, look at what's out there, look at what could be out there. I know it's impossible for us to really comprehend how big things really are, but for me, just being out here looking up, I think it just makes me feel that all your problems are, in the grand scheme of things, you know, the old saying of just grains of sand. Try and make you think, why should you be so concerned over little things and let them affect you so much? Of course, you don't want to just not put any effort into anything, and that's how you end up digging your own grave, so to speak, digging a hole. But I think it's good to step back every now and again and come somewhere like this where you can just look up and just think of, it's almost like being in a waking dream. Just look up, think of whatever your imagination wants to. What do you think's out there? What do you think could be out there? What do you want to be out there? That's what I do anyway. And I just forget about all the small things. All the things that you think are incredibly annoying, that wind you up, that are important. All of a sudden just feel, you know, I shouldn't be so bothered about that. I shouldn't have been so wound up and so annoyed about that. Why was I so concerned and upset about that? When, you know, just look up at billions and billions and billions of stars, all just up there, shining bright, and it's just so peaceful and still, and you just think, I really wish I could have that every now and again, just that still, not sterile. Like the old diamonds in a black sheet. Just beautiful. Perfect. Just kind of unmoving. Unaffected by anything. From this point of view, looking up, it just looks, as you say, like eternal. And you can imagine where religion and things like this and ideas thousands of years ago came from. Looking up and seeing this kind of view. But to me it's just beautiful. If I could, I'd just quite happily lay here. It's one of the main reasons the number one on my bucket list is to kind of go to the very tip of Norway or Alaska to see the Northern Lights. Actually a proper trip I've seen in Norway where you can take proper husky dog sleds out onto the ice, camp there for days and see it in its full glory. And for me, I could, if I could see that, like where I am now, I'd be a very happy man. But to be fair, I am quite content and happy right now. No matter what, there's always people who are worse off. And no matter what, there's always people that are better off than you. I think the key is to just be grateful for the good things you do have. And for you to put the effort and the time and the work in to make it the best of them. And to try and improve what you have and help other people. You know, if you can do all that, the world would be a much better place, to be honest, nowadays. There's a lot of people that are very selfish. There's a lot of people that do too much and not enough for themselves. If everyone just helped each other just a little bit, it was... I mean, it seems like, to me anyway, lately, just general manners and courtesy seem to have disappeared and laxed from a lot of people. Simple please and thank yous in day-to-day things, you know, shopping and going around town and at work even. A lot of people seem to have lost that general touch of just being nice. Why? Because it doesn't hurt anyone, it's free, and if everybody was like that, I think everyone would have a much easier time. So this is a real ramble rant, but in a peaceful way. I only wish the camera could see what I'm seeing while I'm talking to you. If I do get any good shots from this, either camera, then I'll put them up as well. If not, well, to be fair, I'm still happy to be here, just to look up. Seen a fair few shooting stars at the moment from the meteor shower from the tail of swift turtle. And it's just a nice place to be. And I really hope that this audio turns out to some half acceptable limit. I have no idea. But we'll just hope it turns out okay, worthy of being able to put up anyway into a video, well, audio video. And I'll get a nice reading video put up soon as well, when I'm back in the house with the proper mics. So wherever you are, whoever you are, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're watching and listening. And if you get the time, go out and just have a look up. Take a few deep breaths and just try and clear your mind. And then any problems, just take a fresh think about them. Keep looking up. Go back inside and see if you feel a bit calmer. And you might have thought of something that otherwise would have missed by constantly thinking about it. So with that, good night, catch you soon, and I hope everyone's as relaxed as where I am right now. Catch everybody soon. Bye bye.